are we doing?
Okay.
Hi, it's Michelle.
Hi, it's Gloria.
How's everyone doing? We're back. We're here to discuss some topics that were brought up on Facebook from some of the Dr. Phil Housewives watchers.
Thank you for the great ideas. Shout out to Tina. And I think it was Kelly, actually, that brought up the topic about Michelle and I's friendship and what draws us together. And you know what? That's a very interesting question because I think all of you guys can relate to having somebody in your life that you're very similar to, but you have huge differences. And that's actually the dynamic between Michelle and I, and it works really well.
Did you ever think that you would be friends with me? If you take yourself back on the Dr. Phil show when you met me, did you think, oh, we would be as close as we are?
No, absolutely not. And that goes to show
either.
That was one of Dr. Phil's first assessments that you can't judge a book by its cover, obviously. And I would say the first show, when I met Michelle, it was already just a strange dynamic, but I did not anticipate the depth that Michelle has.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Our similar
Wait,
sense
I don't know if
of
that's a compliment.
depth. Of course.
Well,
it
I mean,
is.
you thought. Well, at first you thought that I wasn't.
Well, how could I? I mean, we all didn't say much.
Right.
You know, which goes to show you have to read the book.
Right.
You have to get into the book. I also didn't realize that we have such strength in business as a commonality.
We do. It's weird. You wouldn't think that we would be put together and fit perfectly. We are opposite and similar. But it's amazing. It's like, I almost think it's like we were made for each other.
She's my soulmate. You can stop the search now. No, but Michelle is younger than I, and yet she's achieved huge business accomplishments.
Thank you.
As have I. And that approach that we take to business, which is very aggressive and very tenacious, but with love and understanding, and we try to be really fair and cool in business, but we're both aggressive that way.
Yeah, you know, when I met you, I was like, wow, you know, you've owned, you know, several furniture companies and started them from the ground up, all these different businesses, and I'm like, wow, I thought I was the only weirdo in the world who, in my 20s, obsessively worked and creates, like, business ideas. So, you know, meeting someone else on the same level as me as far as business and creative and entrepreneur and handling a lot of things without a significant other or man.
Huge
Yeah.
tie between us.
I mean, I was just so impressed, and it's just really refreshing. So,
Thank you.
I used to be very aggressive in business as far as working 20 hours a day, and I had to do that to create what I've created. I've learned to have a decent balance, more so now, thank God. God sent that I have been on the Dr. Phil show. It really did actually stop the path I was going down and really gave me a breather. But I think when I look at you, I admire the fact that you're such a good mother, and I think that I don't understand really how much work it is to be a businesswoman and a mother.
Right, and right, that is definitely one thing that you see with me, absolutely, and that's part of your near future, right?
Hopefully,
We're
yes.
manifesting that for you.
Yes, I can't believe that you do all that you do.
Thank you for acknowledging that. Very few people do. It's a lot. I'm tired. But ideally, you'll be doing it with a partner. And that's a big difference. That helps a lot. Just two people in a household raising their children together and both with their dreams separately pursuing it in their career will be a big difference than doing it all myself. So
I think, and then seeing you do all that you've done, being a single mother, and then I think to myself, you know, the path that I was going down was, you know, maybe I was picking not healthy choices for myself, dating wise, and you said to me, you're like, pick wisely, because that is a partner in life for, you know, your children and everything around you and all, you know, the things that you've been through. And I'm like, you know what, that's right, I need to pick wisely. So that's something that always has stuck in my mind since I've met you.
Good.
Is that I need to pick wisely.
Right, because you're not choosing a mate just for yourself. You are choosing the father of your children. And I learned that the naive, young, hard way. Well, another thing that we really have in common but different is that we're both very spiritual. We both have deep, deep faith. Michelle's is different than mine. I veer, although I know that you believe in energy and metaphysics and all that,
Right.
I veer more towards a scientific, energetic, metaphysical sense of faith. And Michelle's is more...
Well, I believe, you're like, what is it? I'm a Christian, so, I'm a Christian, and I really do believe in God, and Jesus is like my number one center of my life.
Well, I love Jesus too.
And you honor all religions.
I honor all religions.
Which is fine.
That's
but
never come between us, though, is that we respect each other's... We were drawn to the fact that God is such a big part of both of our lives.
And we both do a lot of meditation and manifesting and writing out goals and intentions and being very specific with the universe. And I do believe in the law of attraction and energy.
Michelle has taught me how to apply makeup.
Really?
Totally.
Good.
I mean, Michelle's a star. Look at her. She looks like a star. She looks like a star all the time. I'm like, how do you do that? She looks good all the time.
No,
and you know what? That was really important to me because I was running out of the house all the time. No makeup, sloppy jeans, flip-flops, surfer girl-like. And you know what? I don't think that my man's going to pay attention to me. We even talked about that last week a little bit.
Yeah.
And Michelle...
I like your style. I honestly think your style, I kind of adopted it as well, even though I do like to dress very feminine, business-like, and I like nice clothes and designer clothes. I have become more like, I like your earthy, organic, like crosses. Like I've started wearing my friend's necklace line, a bunch of crosses, and I sleep with a rosary, and I've become more like spiritually evolved, and also like being able to be more relaxed with cotton pants, and I love that whole look.
Right. I know. Well,
And more funky, and I'm more funky too.
But what I've gained from you is a little mascara and being more presentable when I leave the house, and that I feel better about myself when I have a little more than a little lip gloss on.
You know what? This is the biggest thing I've learned from you, and I have to say it is really basically, if I don't want to do something, I don't have to do it. I think I grew up with a lot of pressure to have to do and be and say and do everything, and I tend to take on way too much in my life. And meeting you, I think honestly has given me the biggest freedom to be able to like not do something if I don't want to do it. It sounds very simple and cliche, but it's very true. A lot of people feel they have to do everything for everyone and say yes, and they get worried, what if I don't do this or do that? And, sometimes if I don't want to do something, I give myself the freedom to not do it. So watching you, people might think on the show that you're like, oh my God, she's so opinionated and crazy.
And I don't follow the rules. Well, I don't. I'm a bohemian. I'm unconventional. And I learned I was like Michelle. And I did everything that anybody expected of me or wanted me to, and I practically landed in the hospital. So I learned that there's limitations, and I have to honor myself.
Self-love.
It's self-love. It's a form of self-love. It's not a form of, grandiose behavior. It really is a form of self-love and saying, you know what? I need my coffee. I can't do that workout.
What are you talking about? The bed workout?
I don't know.
The bed workout?
But yeah, you have to honor yourself. There's got to come a time where you say, no, I can't do that. And Dr. Phil even enforces that. You have to put yourself first. Very difficult as a mother, very difficult as a business person. And it's a constant challenge, but I have learned to say, you know what, I'm not feeling that good, or I'm not feeling that way, or my heart's not in it, so I'm going to bow out gracefully and no thank you.
So basically, we've developed an amazing friendship through the Dr. Phil show. No one would have thought. Definitely the show touches upon social mass in the world. You see someone on the street and you think, I would never be friends with them, or I don't know them, or I wouldn't want to hang out with them, or they wouldn't offer anything to me. And I think that our friendship is definitely
a good message.
Yeah.
a good example, an
Yeah.
amazing example. Like you said, I don't think that when I first saw you, I thought that we could develop this friendship, and I remained open. And I actually reached out to Michelle, made a phone call, recognized our deep spirituality was a similarity, and that instantly bonded me to her. And I said, hey, wait a minute, this girl is not what I sort of thought she was. So, great lesson learned, another blessing from Dr. Phil.
Thank
And-
you, Dr. Phil. Seriously, this whole experience and continuing on is definitely going to change our lives and has changed our lives.
Absolutely.
So-
So signing out, today I'm launching my website, www.bohochicstyle.com.
Good job.
I'm
Yay.
wearing a dress that you will find on the website. It's all vintage and second-hand awesome finds.
There's some things that I've worn on some red carpet events.
Yeah.
And a really, I don't know, there's a few items that I've worn.
Yep, and me too. So
Yeah.
you'll see some awesome pictures of Michelle and I wearing this stuff in red carpet events, and now you can have them.
Yep. And I think next week we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about business, and I'm launching a new site as well as a business coach. So we're going to, give you some good tips on starting your own company, or if you already have an existing company.
Well, tell them the name of your company, because it's rad.
Worldly Woman Enterprises. You can find it on Facebook and fan it. I'm working on the website right now, and it's basically empowerment of all entrepreneurs, startups, business makeovers, everything about business in this rough economy, and my passion. So it should come out soon, and
Very exciting,
Yes,
very exciting.
Yes.
So thank you again. We hope that you'll be seeing us on Tuesdays in March. I'm pretty sure you will. But until then, as Joseph said, this is your methadone for the housewives.
Okay.